Good afternoon and good morning, everyone. And welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube channel and CoffeeStream number 228. I need to change that in the title. I miscounted. It's 228, not 227. Silly me. Anyway, I hope everyone's doing well today. I actually got some sleep. That's a plus. We've got some stories for you today. Thank God the election is in October. we've just got a couple more weeks or a month to wait, and then hopefully Trudeau will be gone. But we've got some interesting stories to cover today. But before we do that, let's jump into saying hello to chat. Kelvic AD is here. Good morning. Hello, Costin. Hello, Gunfox. He says some days it's good to be bad. Blame Canada. P-Dog Knight. Hello. Happy to have you around. Rolling Bear says October, hockey. That is also true. Hockey is also a thing that starts in October. Oh my goodness. I may have gotten sleep last night, but for some reason I'm more tired today than I was yesterday. Havoc Vladimirovich Stalinov. Hello. Jeff Vader. Hey, how's it going? He says, it's going well. It's going well. I've got my coffee here. Got some stories for you guys. Hopefully they're showing up for you. Pincolo, looked at the computer this morning and it all seemed, got it all making sure it was set up. So hopefully it's still working. That's yummy coffee. All right. Good to have a coffee maker that brews a pot of coffee in less than 10 minutes again. Very awesome. So we have a few stories today. A lot of them center around Canada. Excuse me. We've got 3 Canadian stories, and then we've got a couple of international stories. So let's get out of the tab bar here, and we're going to start with this story. Because it's a good what the fuck story to get us into the swing of things. So let's see here. Howdy blind, hashtag blame Canada, says Gunfox. And all their hockey hullabaloo, and that bitch Anne Marie too. Sorry, I had to. Anyway. Let's see. What do we have? October is when my monster movie marathons begin and my girlfriend starts to hate me. Oh, that sucks. Monster movies can be really fun. Even the really old campy ones. Oh my goodness. Stop yawning, press. Okay. So we have the headline here says, critics call on Canadian forces to proactively train soldiers to identify neo-Nazis and hit group members. Members of the Canadian Armed Forces. So that's a picture of some of the soldiers. Let's see here. I hear an incoming Alex. Oh my goodness. There's a lot of links. Holy moly. Okay. Come on, Safari, behave.
Mommy?
Yes, sweetheart.
Mommy!
Hi.
Oh, why did you put it over here?
Daddy did that.
Why?
So it's behind me.
Okay.
Okay.
There's a rainbow.
There we go. There's the body of the article. Holy moly, that was a lot of links. Hey.
No.
Don't lean on the arm of my chair like that.
It's on the lap.
You want to sit on my lap?
Yeah.
Do you promise not to push any buttons?
No.
You don't? Well, then no, you can't sit on my lap.
We want to listen. Mommy, please, because it's on the lap.
Okay, honey, get off the arm of my chair. Do you want to play Paw Patrol?
Sure.
Do you want to play Paw Patrol down here?
Sure.
Okay.
And that's going to go upstairs.
Okay, guys, quickly, I am going to set up Alex's Paw Patrol game. So I'm going to quickly mute, and I'll be right back to read the story. All right? I'm going to get Alex set up playing Paw Patrol, and I'll be right back. I promise, guys. While I'm gone, please share the stream with your friends and promise them that, and I do promise that it won't be dead air for more than a minute or two. So I'll be right back. I wish I had some music for you guys. All right, my friends, I have returned. Shall we continue with our story? Now that I've found it. Okay, let's see. This is what happens when real life smacks you when you live stream. My niece was just born over the weekend, says Calvic AD, so her parents will probably get to know all about Paw Patrol. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, God. I thought the vacuum was used under my... I need to do this again. Okay, anyway. Okay, here we go. Story time.
The military already uses interviews and background checks to screen recruits for hateful beliefs and behavior, defense officials say. New recruits must also sign an agreement stating they understand such behavior is forbidden.
Forbidden behavior. You must sign the agreement that says this behavior is forbidden. That's weird. That's just... Isn't that a little redundant? Oktoberfest, bring on the beer chugging. Now I have the chicken dance in my head. God damn it, now I want to sing the chicken dance. Fuck. Okay.
Investigations or corrective measures are made on a case-by-case basis and initiated when there is reason to suspect inappropriate behavior exists, said Defense Department spokeswoman Jessica Lamirand.
Well, I should hope that that's how they conduct things. You know, on a case-by-case basis. When a person is innocent until proven guilty. What the
Experts, however, question the degree to which recruiters, commanding officers and other military personnel actually know what to look for, given what they say appears to be an absence of training and awareness on the subject.
Is it an absence of training and awareness on the subject, or is it an absence of belief in your particular standards on what makes a Nazi / hit group. Like, I'm thinking that the second one is more likely. At least you don't have Baby Shark stuck in your head, says Jeff Vader. Yeah, thankfully, my kids don't, like, watch Baby Shark. I mean, I've heard Alex sing a couple. I've heard him sing Baby Shark a couple of times, so I know that they play it at school. But no, we don't watch it at home. Thankfully, they just watch Netflix. They have a kids profile on Netflix, and we basically control the remote. We put on the show for them. They just choose the show that they want to watch. So we don't let them roam around with the remote or anything, or watch YouTube Kids, because I don't know what the hell's on YouTube Kids anymore. So, but yeah, Baby Shark would drive me insane.
I don't know what kind of education has been given to commanding officers, said Bernie Farber, chair of the Canadian Anti-Hate Network, who has been studying links between right-wing groups and the military.
Right-wing groups and the military. Links between the two. Wow, really? So now you're gonna shit on the military because you're gonna say that right-wing groups have links to the military, and in your view, right-wingers are bad? Because right-wingers must mean Nazis? Is that what I'm hearing?
I don't know if a commanding officer can tell the difference in tattoos between a calaverate and a synenrid, circular symbols that reference different neo-Nazi groups, and what they potentially mean. The military implemented a training program to prevent harassment and racism in 1998 after the Somalia inquiry, which made several recommendations aimed at eliminating racism and discrimination in the forces following the beating death of a Somali teenager at the hands of 2 members of the now-defunct Canadian Airborne Regiment. Investigations or corrective measures are made on a case-by-case basis and initiated when there is reason to suspect inappropriate behavior exists. Semicolon. Your current...
So, basically, they want the... You haven't figured it out yet. If you're military... Or if you're a veteran or military, you're conservative. And a Canadian conservative to the Liberals is considered right-wing. That's very true. Yes, because their Queen Justine keeps saying that the right is filled with white supremacists, Nazis, and bigots. And they keep directly attacking the PPC and also Andrew Scheer. Anybody that is or it's the same thing that's going on in the States, says Pincalo. And it's because of the US media. It's because of the US media and and people aren't being influenced as much. The hatred is real, haha. And then Gunfox says, well, in their eyes, every white person is a supremacist. You're not wrong, Gunny. Not wrong.
Link. Share. Those recommendations included developing a list of banned extremist groups for service members, monitoring links between such groups in the forces, and having anti-racist groups help train commanders to identify racism and hate.
Anti-racism groups, who are generally filled with the most racist people you could possibly find. Okay. That's brilliant. And also, You're going to ban people who are part of specific groups. Are these groups classified on any government lists, or are they just groups that you're cherry picking to deny access to the military from people? I am proudly prejudiced against fucktards, says Irate Prostate. Yes, the US media is the biggest reason. My birthday is in October. Can't come soon enough indeed. By the way, howdy everyone, says Lindsay. Hello, Lindsay. I'm a white proud gun owner. Anyone who hates it can fuck off, says Gunfox.
In 2015, however, former Supreme Court Justice Marie Deschamps concluded the training program had lost its luster. Farber said the military's education and training on racism and hate pales in comparison to some police forces. If we're doing it with police, as we should be, why would we even hesitate to think about doing exactly the same thing with the Canadian military? The question is all the more timely given the forces has been working overtime in recent years to attract new recruits to address a shortage of personnel, which included the need for thousands of new reservists. The recruiting effort has included slashing red tape to get people through the door and into basic training faster, in some cases within 2 weeks, though officials insist they have not skimped on screening.
Are you sure? 'Cause that's pretty crazy. Hello, Ryder. 90% of Canadian or US and Canadian armed forces are, you guessed it, white. And then what else? So we have...
Even if the screening process is thorough, David Hoffman, an expert on right-wing extremism at the University of New Brunswick, said the best way to combat hate is to teach service members how to identify it. You are currently on a
Wait. Why are you focusing on just right-wing extremism and not just focusing on the psychology of extremists on either side so that you can recognize either side? That's a very biased course.
The only effective screening process, it has to be after they join, Hoffman said. It's going to rely on uniformed members stepping forward and speaking up when they see something.
So you want people in units to start spying on each other when you're supposed to trust each other. Holy crap. Because they don't like the saying, if you're white, you're right.
Retired Colonel Michel Drapeau said the force's approach to racism appears to be one of wait and see, with officials seemingly caught off guard whenever an incident pops up. That speaks to a lack of awareness and seriousness toward the issue, Drapeau suggested, even as he contrasted the brass's response to reports of racism in the ranks to its high-profile effort to stamp out sexual misconduct. Defense Minister Harjit Sajjan expressed confidence in military's ability to screen recruits and deal with cases as they arise, but acknowledged the need to ensure the forces was doing everything possible to weed out racism and hate.
Well, shouldn't they be doing that in psychological evaluations anyways? Ugh.
This is why it was so important for me to have an independent look done through the ombudsman, Sajjan said in reference to his recent request for the military ombudsman to conduct a review on the issue. We feel that we do have a good, robust screening process, but having another look at it through an independent lens is a good thing as well.
We think we have a good, robust screening process, but we also want to speed up recruitment time to as little as 2 weeks from recruiting to boot camp. That's amazing. That's... well done. Well done. So you're trying to get more people in, so more bodies equals more paperwork, more screening, but you're also shortening the time period. So how are you going to get all this screening done in... Ugh. Teach them what hate looks like. The guy on the other side of the battlefield has a gun pointed at me. I think he hates me, says Pincolo. Yeah. college are the biggest scams, and I'm glad a lot of liberal arts and colleges are going under. David Hoffman, yeah. It's almost as if 87% of both of our countries are, dare I say it, white. Quantity over quality, especially with our equipment. Um, quantity over quality, especially with our equipment and firearms. Sorry. Oh, let's lose more firearms to rivers because they fall out of holsters. That's fucking great. I hate this liberal government. Yeah. And Cryptic says, trust me, military folks are very loyal to each other. You introduce this and people will get killed. Yep. Let's see. Did someone say Mothman? No. Let's see. Because I love Mothman from CNH.
Link. 2 comments join the...
Oh, I think, and that's the end of that, because there's and there's only 2 comments. Interesting. So let's go to the next tab, and we'll read about the loving Palestinians and how much they love gay people. I hope you heard the dripping sarcasm in my voice. Okay, Palestinian Authority bans LGBT activities in West Bank. But they're so inclusive, you guys. And people who live here are so oppressed. Okay. Oh my goodness. Here we go.
The Palestinian Authority is banning all LGBT members from activities in the West Bank. The ban comes after the group Al-Quds for Sexual and Gender Diversity in Palestinian Society, which supports Palestinians who identify as a part of the gay community, was planning to hold a gathering for its members at the end of August, but won't be able to anymore. Their event was supposed to be held in Nablus. Your current Louise Rickett, spokesperson for the PA Police, told the Link, Jerusalem Post, that activities from the organization are harmful to the higher values and ideals of Palestinian society.
Yeah, we can't let gay people be gay because that'll ruin society. But people from Palestine are peaceful, says Gunfox. Oh, is there a gun? Or an ad? I was reading Gunfox's name when I read your message, honey. So I said, is there a gun? Yes, there's a gun on the screen. That's totally makes sense. Do you see what I mean? I'm more out of it today than I was yesterday. That makes no sense. I don't understand. Okay.
Safari bit image 3.png image 1_th chief political correspondent Byron York on the expanded Washington Examiner magazine. Watch full screen. Rickett also warned. He also claimed that group's activities were completely unrelated to religions and Palestinian traditions and customs, especially in the city of Nablus, and the dubious parties were working to create discord and harm civic peace in Palestinian society.
Yep, those gays, they're all about civil discourse and but there's but people here, minorities here, they're totally oppressed, you guys. Like minorities in the West, they're so oppressed, and they totally get what it's like to be, you know, a gay person in the Middle East or in Palestine, or a woman or a disabled person. They totally, people in the West, minorities, they totally get it. Again, dripping with sarcasm. All right.
Could also warn that they will arrest anyone caught in violation of the law and urge Palestinians to report any violation of the law they witness. The Palestinian police announcement about our activities is very unfortunate, the group stated in response to the new law. It's very strange that they are accusing us of being a suspicious entity working to take apart Palestinian society. Al-Cause is a Palestinian organization that has been operating since 2001 and is carrying out educational and professional programs on sexual and gender diversity.
You go play your Paw Patrol game. Okay?
Totally reject the attempt to create an atmosphere of prosecution and intimidation, as well threats of arrest.
Yeah, that's ridiculous for Palestine to be doing that.
Link.
I'm not surprised, but it's
Link. LG.
Oh, is that it? Let me plug this back in and skip through these links here. Let me just check. Yep. Okay. So that's that. It was just a short little article. Now, let us read about Huawei. Get this. This is straight out of a paranoid schizophrenic's delusion. So, Huawei executive defense team alleges Canadians were members of the FBI. Or agents of the FBI. So here we go. Let's read this.
Vancouver, a defense team for a Chinese telecom executive is alleging Canadian officials acted as agents of American law enforcement while she was detained at Vancouver's airport for 3 hours ahead of her arrest. You are currently on a text element in court documents released this week. Defense lawyers for Huawei Chief Financial Officer Meng Wanzhou point to handwritten notes by Canadian officers indicating Meng's electronics were collected in anticipation of a request from the Federal Bureau of Investigation in the United States.
Okay.
The notes show the RCMP asked the FBI if the U.S. was interested in Meng's luggage and that a Canada Border Services Agency officer wrote down Meng's passcodes, while another questioned her about Huawei's alleged business in Iran. This happened before she was informed of her arrest, the defense says.
Okay.
The RCMP and /RCBSA were acting as agents of the FBI for the purpose of obtaining and preserving evidence, alleges a memorandum of fact and law filed by the defense.
All right. So I'm not too familiar with the law surrounding this particular type of scenario, but it seems like they did some searching before she was Mirandized, but I don't think you have to be arrested to be like I think as long as they have probable cause to search you, then that's how that works. When I saw that headline, I almost fell off the toilet, says Pink Hollow. Yeah, is that what you were laughing at? Lying on the outside. Canada should ban Huawei. Yeah, we should. Did you know there is a video website? Did you know that there was a website dedicated to video on YouTube that has 0 viewers? That's how I find Blind Press, because she can't see the viewers. Huh. that is exactly how that works. Anyone who says you have to arrest me before you can search me is retarded, says Pincalo. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, I did. By the way, honey, I got these open without using Discord, so it was fine. I was able to figure that out. That one in the opinion piece that you're going to read in a few minutes. All right, I wonder which one that is. Okay.
The question that remains is to what extent and how the FBI were involved in this scheme.
The scheme, huh? You mean the legal trade of information between two nations who are interested in the same party? Is that what you mean by the scheme? Hello, Zombie Teddy. Armskiller 2, hello. It's a joke because you blind, you can't see nothing, so you have 0 viewers. All 18 of us are nothing. I'm confused. Like, I can't physically see it, but I can find it with my phone on the screen reader. Anyway.
The materials collected by the defense were released ahead of an 8-day hearing scheduled for September, in which the defense is expected to argue for access to more documents ahead of Meng's extradition trial.
Of course they are.
The Attorney General of Canada has yet to file a response, and none of the allegations have been tested in court.
Yeah.
Meng's arrest at Vancouver's airport has sparked a diplomatic crisis between Canada and China and drawn international scrutiny of Canadian extradition laws. She was arrested at the behest of the U.S., which is seeking her extradition on fraud charges in violation of sanctions with Iran.
And we have a treaty with them, so we were just following our treaty. What is the big freaking deal?
Both Meng and Huawei have denied any wrongdoing. Meng is free on bail and is living in one of her 2 multi-million-dollar homes in Vancouver.
Oh, well, how nice for her.
The RCMP said in an email the new documents are still subject to the court process and pointed to a response it filed alongside the CBSA in June to a separate civil lawsuit, in which Meng claims her constitutional rights were breached when she was detained before her arrest. You are currently on a text element.
Wow, okay.
Border officials only examined Meng and her luggage for immigration and customs purposes, and RCMP officers acted lawfully and in good faith at all times, the email says, adding, Mounties will provide further disclosure if compelled by the court. The CBSA declined to comment as the matter is before the courts.
CBSA stands for Canadian Border Services Agency, or Security Agency, by the way. Holy shit, I am like... This is weird. I am like, my head is nodding. China Uncensored did a video on this. Okay, I'll look it up. Let's see. Oh, I got it. You're trying to make one of my bad dad jokes, says Pincalo. Okay, let's see. Can't CBSA search people for any reason? That I'm a little bit unclear of. I'm not too sure about the laws surrounding what CBSA's scope is, but if you get selected for a random check at the airport, then I think yes, they can.
Meng's extradition trial won't begin until January 20th, but the court documents shed light on her defense team's planned arguments that her arrest was unlawful and for the benefit of the United States. These are allegations of a purposeful violation of a court order and the abuse of important Canadian legal norms for improper purposes, namely, to further the objectives of the requesting state, the defense says. They plan to argue that the U.S. committed an abusive process by using the extradition proceedings for political and economic gain. Parts of the defense are comments by U.S. President Donald Trump that he would intervene in Meng's case if necessary.
So you're going to use a quote from somebody completely unaffiliated with the case in your defense? Oh, okay. That makes no sense. Skip! Hello. Good to have you here. Let's see. No such thing as a bad jet. No such thing as a bad dad joke. All dad jokes are good. You just gotta pick the right one for who you're talking to. That's true, I suppose. Just got in from elementary school with the grandkids. Oh, you were just dropping them off, I'm guessing, because unless one of them is sick, because it would be 11:30 where you are.
The documents say the seizure of electronics and questioning of Meng by border officials in Canada also follows a pattern of how some other Huawei employees have been treated at U.S. ports of entry, including an engineer who reported his laptop was searched several times between 2013 and 2018.
Well, I'm sorry, your company's doing some shady things, so I'm pretty sure that we're allowed to observe and see what's going on. Uh-oh. Alright, dude. No need to say anything more. That's always fun. Alright.
This targeting has included the apparent abuse of customs and immigration powers to search and question Huawei employees at various U.S. ports of entry, the documents say. The defense accuses officers of intentionally poor note-keeping that obscures what exactly happened, including why the arrest plan apparently changed.
'Cause arrest plans, like all plans, sometimes have to be changed?
The documents suggest that Canadian officials initially planned to arrest Meng immediately after she landed, by boarding the plane before she got off. Instead, 3 CBSA officers immediately detained Meng when she disembarked the plane while 2 RCMP officers stood nearby and watched, despite their knowledge of the warrant calling for her immediate arrest, the defense says. You are currently the defense argues spotty notes kept by the CBSA officers constitute a strategic omission.
Wait, are you accusing the CBSA of omitting material on purpose to frame Huawei? Specifically the executive of Huawei? Because that is a very big charge. And I suggest you have proof of that before you start saying things about it. That's... wow. Holy. We are all Britons. We are all Britons, and I am your king. But I didn't vote for you. You don't vote for kings. See, the best way you could have... oh, he's talking to Ryder. Okay. The rawhide leather belt works well. Oof. Yep, and it didn't take the Americans long to say no, fuck that. Fury Kitten! Hello. Been a while. Alright.
When assessed together, a clear pattern emerges from these materials. The CBSA and the RCMP have strategically drafted these documents to subvert the applicant's ability to learn the truth regarding her detention, the defense says.
Wait, what? Let's read that again.
When assessed together, a clear pattern emerges from these materials. The CBSA and the RCMP have strategically drafted these documents to subvert the applicant's ability to learn the truth regarding her detention, the defense says. You are currently... Amy Smart, the Canadian Press. Horizontal...
Okay, so that is that story. So Huawei has lost its ever-loving mind. Like, it really has, apparently. And so now we've got them pissed off that we're going to send this executive to the states because they're mad that we have a treaty. So if we have someone they want, then we kind of have to give them to the states. Whew, all right. This election in Canada will be something to watch, says Gunfox. You're not wrong, dude. It's going to be very interesting. A very interesting affair. All right. Wow. I am like, my eyes are drooping and my head is nodding. This is weird, dudes. This is weird. Okay. This story here, I think, is the opinion piece that Pinkala was mentioning.
Heading level 1. Is the autism epidemic real?
So, is the autism epidemic real? Researchers say overdiagnosis to blame for spike in number of cases. And this is a National Post article. And it says, in the 1960s, severe autism was thought to affect up to 10 children of 10,000. And by 2014, it was 1 child in 59. The diagnostic criteria are more loosely applied. Let's see. And for some reason, there's a picture here that says panicked parents falsely assumed that the rapid increase of autism was due to vaccination. Well, not all parents. And it says not realizing that the real consequence was in looser definitions of the assessment. And that's a picture. So let's see here. All right, here we go.
Share this story is the link. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and other anti-vaccine crusaders have long and falsely blamed vaccines for breeding an epidemic of autism.
Oh, Robert Kennedy too? Jesus Christ. That's just crazy. Let's see. It will be worth making popcorn and watching the show. And you need to sleep more. I do. Let's see. You can have autism before you were vaccinated. Yep. You can also have autism after you were vaccinated and it not have anything to do with your vaccines.
But is the epidemic even real? According to the authors of a new study, the astonishing explosion in the number of diagnosed cases of autism is the result of a broadening of the definition of what counts as autism, so much so that the differences between people diagnosed with autism and the rest of the population are shrinking.
Wow. Okay.
The pretend epidemic of autism is related to the inclusion of people less and less different from non-autistics, said co-author Dr. Laurent Matron, a professor in the Université de Montréal's Department of Psychiatry.
I can see that. Because there are even online autism tests that you can do at home now. And you've got so many people self-diagnosing themselves with autism that I bet you, in order to participate in this recent study, you didn't even have to have like a doctor's permission to talk about it, or even you have they may not even feel that they need a doctor's diagnosis, which is really kind of scary. Let's see. Where's the show latest messages? The spike in autism comes down to two things, says Calvic AD. We've expanded the definition and brought it in to encompass more people, And the other reason is people are living longer. That's it. Yeah. The main problem is that the Liberal Party has federal coffers where they take from the federal budget to get reelected. This is how the Harper government stayed in for 12 years. That's true. Oh, hold on a second. Alex! There you go, buddy. He accidentally went to end his mission. And there was a yes or no if you want to end the mission. And he was flicking between yes and no over and over again. So, let's see. What do we have here?
In research published this week in JAMA Psychiatry, Motrin and colleagues reviewed 11 meta-analyses, studies of studies, published between 1966 and 2019 that compared individuals with and without autism. The pretend epidemic of autism is related to the inclusion of people less and less different from non-autistics. You are currently on a text element inside of web content. To exit this web area.
Oops.
Semicolon. Link. The researchers were interested in how the effect size, a measure of the magnitude of the differences observed between people with autism and people without it, changed over time. The studies combined included nearly 23,000 people diagnosed with autism.
And were they an actual diagnosis, or did they just report that they were diagnosed? Did you have medical records?
In almost every trait assessed, including emotion recognition, the ability to recognize emotions in other people, and brain size, studies have shown that people with autism will, on average, have a slightly larger brain volume. The measurable differences shrank by 45 to 80%. This means that, across all disciplines, the people with or without autism who are being included in studies are increasingly similar, Motrin said in a release issued with this week's study. If this trend holds, the objective difference between people with autism and the general population will disappear in less than 10 years.
Very interesting.
The definition of autism, Motrin added, may get too blurry to be meaningful, trivializing the condition, because we are increasingly applying the diagnosis to people whose differences from the general population are less pronounced. The finding might explain why no major discoveries have been made in autism in the last decade, he said, because studies are being watered down with too many people with mild and dubious symptoms who are insufficiently different from people without true autism. See also.
That's very true. And I tend to agree with this person. In fact, I used to know a family who had two boys who were autistic, and their daughter was not, but she did get very active, like very hyper, very mouthy. And whenever they couldn't take her, they just gave her one of the middle brother's pills. Now, those two kids were 7 years apart. So, and doses like that are based on height and weight, right? So it's just a tiny little girl taking a pill meant for a 12, 13-year-old was a little crazy. Let's see. Moonshock, hello. Hang on, am I hearing them talk for neurology? What the fuck? Paw Patrol is a game? I thought it was a TV show. Oh, PlayStation had a like a game that you want to play Frogger upstairs.
Yeah.
In 10 minutes you can play Frogger upstairs. Mommy has 10 more minutes left of her show. And then we will go upstairs and you can play Frogger while I do the dishes, okay? No. What are you doing, buddy? Just hit circle. See? Yeah, they made just a little side-scrolling game where you control the different pups and they do different things, and yeah, so he's just playing that right now.
Link.
Oh, sorry, that's the end of that article. Let me think. I think there's one more that we can finish on. Yeah, you know what we'll do? We'll skip the Epstein one, and we're going to read this one here. And then I am going to end and go wash some dishes. Okay. Canadian woman faces... Oh, excuse me. Bad timing for a yawn there, body. Okay, Canadian woman faces lifetime ban after getting caught with CBD oil at the U.S. border. Why would you bring CBD oil? I mean, like, I use pot for stuff like that, but I wouldn't bring it to the States. So there's the sign at Manitoba border. All right.
U.S. Border Protection has barred a young Canadian woman from crossing the border after cannabidiol, CBD, oil was found in her backpack, a non-psychoactive product of the cannabis plant she uses to treat the painful side effects of scoliosis. The woman, who has asked not to be identified by CBC News pending the outcome of an application for re-entry, is the latest Canadian to face border troubles after Canada legalized cannabis last year.
Yeah, well, guess what? It's not federally legal in the U.S. yet. So, if you're going to travel to the U.S., you better hope that you're traveling to a state where it's legal, and then you can buy some when you get there. I don't know what else to tell you. Take her to Alaska, but tell her it's Hawaii. She'll never know the difference. Monday, kids start school in my area. It starts on the 3rd here. September 3rd. Cool, I didn't know that, says Zombie Teddy. Ah. You've got 10 minutes. And I'll put a cartoon till the show's done. Hi, Vanilla Bear. He's okay. I think he's still playing a story. Or a game. What is CBD oil? Okay, so CBD is the non-psychoactive ingredient in pot. So there's THC and CBD. Holy fuck. Sorry. THC is the stuff that gets you high. CBD is the more pain-killing agent, anti-inflammatory type of deal. So a lot of people who use medical cannabis tend to use CBD, especially if they're not really into getting stoned, just for the pain-killing effect. Let's see. And you'd think for a game that costs $20 to make, they wouldn't charge $79 for the damn thing. Near like 70, it was 60 thing with the 60s with the damn taxes. Yeah. CBD oil is harmless, no THC, and is used for a lot of things. Yep. I thought weed was legal in Oregon. I think it is. Let's see.
Hold it up there. Just turn it on and do not pull that cable, otherwise you'll pull the TV off the shelf, right? It's on top of the horse.
CBD is fantastic and it's legal here now. Awesome. What else? Let's legalize it one state at a time and tax it. So Canadians start school at a similar date to the UK. Good to know. I could take CBD oil for my epilepsy, but I choose not to. It's perfectly legal.
Hi, chat. See you
Ow.
later, chat. Have a good day, chat.
It is a great anti-inflammatory.
We have to go pick up bugs and stuff later.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay. Let's see.
Thousands of Canadians have been denied entry to the U.S. simply for admitting they've smoked a joint once in their lives. Others have been banned from entering the country for life for carrying cannabis products to the border, a punishment that this unsuspecting CBD oil user could now face as well, according to immigration experts.
Okay. I think it's dumb to ban someone for admitting to having smoked. But
That's
if you're going to take shit to the border when you know it's not federally legal yet in the States, then you're shit out of luck.
Here's something funny.
I don't know what to tell you.
There are signs before you approach the border that say, like big, like when I go to Sarnia, there are big signs above the highway that say, "Do not bring cannabis products to the border."
There's a sign in the article, at the top of the article.
Yeah, it's one of those big glowing marquees. Alex is calling. I gotta run back up.
Okay. All right.
While some U.S. states have dismantled prohibition, cannabis possession remains a criminal offense federally and, like heroin, cannabis remains. Link. A controlled substance.
Yeah,
Speaking of
because
controlled substance.
cannabis is totally the same as heroin. Fuck's sakes. That is just ridiculous. Hi /bye, says Armskiller. When heard from afar, Pincalo's voice sounds like a TV is on in the background. That's funny.
Okay. He's having fun. He's up there yelling.
Oh,
I turned Frogger on for him
ah,
because I overheard, and I was only just over the hill.
ah.
I'm gonna take one more out of you, and I'm gone.
But there's not much left in
Wanna
there.
bet? What did I think I just did?
I don't know.
Brought you your stuff. What do you think I did?
Under U.S. federal law. And the U.S. border is, of course, governed by federal law. Travelers are prohibited
shit,
from carrying
Sherlock.
cannabis and its related products over the border, even
Speaking
after
of
the
cannabis,
federal government in
this is all
Washington.
nice and full.
Yay.
fun.
Thank you.
Enjoy your back. I love you.
I love you too.
Yes, Alex.
Oh my god. Wake up, blind press. Fuck. That was me smacking myself in the face, by the way, chat. You can blame the left for banning drugs and other stuff back in the early 1900s. Ugh. Women yelling, "Think of the children." I love the ad for razors under the brand name Harry's. That's funny. That is very, very amusing.
Link. In December 2018. Link. Removed industrial hemp from the list of controlled substances.
Industrial hemp was a controlled substance?
In December 2018. Pulled over for a secondary check at the Blaine, Washington crossing last weekend. The woman said she was asked by Border Patrol officers if she had any leafy greens on her person. The officer did not say the word cannabis, she said.
Leafy greens. Okay, that sound. Yeah, I would think that he meant like vegetables, because I know you're not allowed to bring fruits and like fresh fruits and vegetables over the border. So I could see her confusion.
I said no because, to me, leafy greens is like marijuana, the actual bud, things that you smoke, recreational drugs. I use CBD daily and it's not psychoactive. It can't get me high at the dosage that I've been told to take it, she told CBC News.
Yeah, because everyone refers to marijuana as leafy greens. That's totally a thing that you call it. It was outlawed after World War II. Let's see. Quarantine discovered this. No, a secondary border crossing persons. CBD is still illegal in the US without a doctor prescription. Oh, Tim Hortons coffee has gone way downhill. It used to be good, but now it sucks. Tim Hortons coffee is a last ditch shit. We're out of coffee. Leafy greens? Why, no, officer. I just have this CBD. That's just fine, right? Hey, take those handcuffs off me unless you plan to be naughty. Love it, Moonshock.
List one item.
I believe that's the end of that article. Oh. A search of her possession turned up a bottle of CBD oil, something she thought was perfectly legal to carry over the border, considering both products are legal in both Vancouver and Washington State. Yes, but they're not federally legal, and there are signs posted everywhere. Are you blind? I didn't think anything of it because I always have it on me. I take it daily, and I was hurting. So there's a picture of cannabis oil or CBD on display. So a simple oversight en route to a friend's cabin could lead to a lifetime ban from the United States for this woman, said an immigration lawyer. Well, she should have read the signs. She should have seen the sign. Ha ha ha. That's my little horrible joke. So she is like those Americans traveling to Alaska carrying weapons prohibited in Canada. Yeah. Back to work, says Moonshock. Well, you have an awesome day. Thanks for stopping by. And they still grow in countries that require nicotine-based They still grow in countries that require nicotine-based pesticides. Well, rather that don't outlaw it, because the last 3 countries that they outlawed it in, they moved their growers. They did. People don't know this, but Tim Hortons coffee has a lot of fuck ton of soy, like a lot of soy, to get volume. What if she was too high to see the sign? That's funny. You can bring guns into Canada and through Canada. You just have to file the right paperwork. Yep. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Alright, guys. let's switch over here and do this. Because you guys have whiled away another hour with me for the coffee stream. Tomorrow and next Friday, I will be doing call-in day on StreamYard. So be sure to tune in for that. And then on Saturday, we will be doing the Star Trek stream, and it will be Hammer's turn for his original series favorites. The Doomsday Machine, the Omega Glory, and Let That Be Your Last Battlefield. I am looking at doing another blind reaction stream. Not sure when, probably Saturday night, but we'll see. And of course, the blind and the special on Sunday night. So I hope you all had a great time, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of your Thursday. And I will see everyone tomorrow for call-in day. Everyone have a good day. Thank you for watching.